Oh, Lord have mercy. Welcome, everybody, to Breakfast Steaks. And my name is Ed, also known as the Deadhead. And with me, I got my good friend, the mayor. We're both wearing Carolina Panthers gear today. I wonder why we're wearing Carolina Panthers gear. Huh.
Oh man, they kept pounding. They kept pounding.
I was very happy with the outcome of that game last night. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, that's a good win. Very good win.
You're very quiet this morning. That means you still kind of are getting used to this early morning thing. Is my guess.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
Tell me
it's not
about it.
my normal routine to be up this early. So
Isn't it fun waking up this early?
I'm getting there. I made it through a few days last week, and then I kind of tailed off as the week went on, and I'm starting again this week anew. So maybe I'll make it 3 or 4 days this week, and then I'll eventually get into a regular routine like you have.
You know what it is?
Gotta get the coffee. Look, I even got my Panthers
Look at you.
coffee.
You got the hoodie, you got the hat, you got the coffee mug, you got everything. Listen, you know what? I'm wearing this. This is actually my favorite Panthers hat.
I love that hat. I haven't ordered that one yet. I wish I had already ordered that one, but I like that.
And the fact that like it has the blue underneath,
Hmm.
right? And this is actually one of my absolute favorite. I love this logo. I wish they just put this logo on a black helmet and call
Yeah,
it a day.
I had like one of the wool caps, winter caps.
Yeah.
I bought it at a Panthers game back in 2012. I got season tickets for one season. I bought them through like StubHub and
Hmm.
had two seats in the end zone. And as it was getting cold, I bought a hat. It was all black, and it was like that, but it was just a winter cap, just black with just that kind of
Hmm.
logo on it, just that part of the logo on it, and love that hat. I've actually got pictures of me and Rhonda at the Seahawks game when Russ was
We'll
in
still
his
playing for
first
the
season.
Seahawks.
It was his first season actually, and
Wow.
I had that in the armrest of my truck, parked outside the house. Somebody broke in my truck. They stole two things. They stole my Garmin and they stole that hat.
Are you serious?
Yep. And I know who it was. There was a girl that was being fostered across the street, teenager, and she was
Oh,
dating some guy, and he was always coming around in the middle of the night, sneaking out. She would sneak out the back door. I called him a couple of times because my hours get crazy with work,
yeah.
and I would catch. He would be parked out there on the street, and I think I I think I got him in trouble because I said something to the neighbor because I'd seen him getting out at like 2 in the morning with some like big old teddy bear you win at the fair, one of those
Oh
huge
Lord.
ones, and was going through the back gate of their house like 2 in the morning. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
these are not the people you do that with. And I said something to the neighbor, and I think that got her in trouble. I think that got the boyfriend pissed, and I think he just came over here one night and rummaged through my
Just
truck because it was
yeah.
unlocked. And it was one of the few times I always try to make sure my truck's locked. And for whatever reason, that night it was not. So I missed that hat because I couldn't find it again
You know,
anywhere.
it's I it's funny enough you say that because like I looked everywhere for this hat, everywhere. I went on every lids that I could think of here in Raleigh. I went any store that I could think of. I was like, if they have this logo even on a dad hat or snapback, whatever it is, I gotta get it. Like I need this logo. This is my
Right.
favorite Panthers logo. Could not find it. You know where I found it? eBay.
Oh yeah, really? Okay.
I found it on eBay and I was like, all right, you know what? Done. And I never looked back. And absolutely love this. It's a new era. So and but the
Nice.
cool thing is also it does have the other logo right there.
Oh, see, I love when they do stuff like that too.
Little
Just
piece,
kind of,
little exactly.
yeah, it's a nice little touch on the backside there.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So but again, welcome everybody. This is Breakfast Steaks with the Dad and the Mayor. We are going to be talking about all things Carolina, not just North, but South, right? We're going to go through our scores. We got some things that we wanted to talk about as far as college football. College football is getting interesting. The NFL, we just talked, we started to talk about it a little bit right here, right? Because uh, our Carolina Panthers here, they won, and they won, and on our other show that we do with the other guys, right, on the DAC Sports Show, You and me are the only ones that picked Carolina to win
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
because nobody else thinks they're going to do anything. So
Yeah, and I've been saying this, and and no disrespect to the Dallas Cowboys, but they haven't really been that impressive, um,
yeah,
and to me, and I've been noticing that the Carolina Panthers are really starting to get on an actual really good groove, right now. It's like they're starting to score points. They're playing really good offense. Again, Bryce Young, I don't think is the long term answer at quarterback, but at the very least he looks serviceable, right? Because I was actually before you got on, I was looking at his stats for that game.
yeah,
Okay. And he went 17 for 25, 199 yards. He averaged about 8 yards,
yeah.
three touchdowns, one INT. Got to work on those interceptions, and then got to work on the sacks. And then his rating was 114.
Yeah, I mean, again, I said last week that he was a trash quarterback, and he came through and like he became serviceable that game last week, and this week
Hmm.
he had his moments. He still had, like you said, he still has those bad moments as well. He makes bad decisions at the wrong time. And he holds on to the ball. Like there was a one
Oh,
play where he got sacked, where you could clearly see he stepped back. They showed the look from behind him,
yep.
and if he'd have just thrown the ball to his left, I think he was looking left. The receiver, if he'd have thrown it, and again, in the NFL, you have to throw the ball before they're open. If he'd have
Correct.
thrown it, because you could see as he's getting sacked, the receiver turns, hooks back towards him. If the ball was there, the guy had like a 10, 12 yard completion. All he had to
Hmm.
do was throw it before the guy turned around. And he doesn't do that because he hasn't still learned that. So he's serviceable, as you said. And um, they're they're finding ways to win right now. We talked early in the season about the wide receiver group that they had, and I was like, I had no idea because they really don't have anybody. Leggett was kind of their only name coming into the season, and he was kind of unproven still. They're starting to find some receivers out of this group. McMillan got his first touchdown of the season. Got two of them actually. He's becoming that number one guy. Um, Tommy Tremble's becoming a solid tight end who can catch the ball downfield. Um, then you've got Jimmy Horn Jr. coming out of nowhere. I mean, he was running pretty good.
I don't know what happened.
I was like, "Where'd you go?" I just kept talking. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was actually me frozen or what.
Somehow this is the second time this has happened to me that it's just went completely dark on me. I don't
Oh wow.
understand, but we're here. I'm here, guys. I'm here.
Okay. Well, I didn't know what you heard. I just kind of kept going a little bit, but talking about the receiver group that they're starting to develop
Yeah.
from these guys. I mean, McMillan's turning into a true
Oh
number
God, I
one.
love that kid.
Yeah, he got his first touchdown on the season, got two of them. Jimmy Horn Jr. has come out of nowhere in this game. I didn't even know who this guy was, and dude can
Is that
fly.
son of Jason Horn?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I haven't even done a
Okay,
dive onto him. Let's see. I'm not sure that he is,
gotcha. That's fine.
but they got him on some sweep plays and stuff. And I mean, he had two catches for 36 yards. Not much, but he came from nowhere.
Hmm.
Tommy Tremble's becoming a solid tight end. Evans, another good tight end. I mean, these guys are catching some balls downfield. Leggett, he's coming around. I still don't think they use Hunter Renfro enough, and I
They
don't know. I
should.
think
Why?
that's a coaching thing, and I don't understand why he's not in there and kind of your immediate check down.
Yep.
But they didn't need all of that because Rico Dowdle went off against Cowboys.
Well,
He,
we kind of we were expecting that, right?
yeah, we were like, okay, he's going against his former team. The Cowboys, they had him in there as a backup. They didn't really show him any love. They even brought, I think they had him when they brought Zeke back, and
Yeah.
he just never got anywhere with Dallas. So I was
He
I
had
was glad to
had
see
an axe to grind. He
he
did.
did, and he grinded it
He
yesterday.
sure did. He went off last
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
And listen, I was happy.
183 yards on 30 carries. I mean, he was averaging 6 a carry. That's pretty good there.
Very happy to see that. Like, I was
Yeah,
very happy. Like, that's the thing, though. It's like there is a running game, and then there's a wide. There's there's cohesion, right? There's like
yeah,
there, you got both passing and running, and I'm happy to see that because the Panthers got into this rut where they was just very one dimensional. They needed to catch out. They needed to, like they got behind the eight ball really quick right away, and it just couldn't do anything to get it going. And finally, they're starting to just all right become a much better team, and I'm happy to see that. It's such a good cool thing to see again. But I think you and I both agree that we need a QB. I quote,
yeah.
he's not the
For the
answer.
long haul, they're going to need a different quarterback. He puts them in. They get momentum, and takes them out of momentum. Let's put it that way.
Yep, I
He
agree.
makes the mistakes that all of a sudden just kill some drives and put them in a bad spot, and then they're overcoming it right now. But they're not gonna do that against better competition. And
Oh
Dallas is
no,
just one of those teams. That Dallas doesn't have a great defense, and that worked to the Panthers' advantage yesterday. They were able to come back against that defense a few
I
times.
agree. Yeah, yeah. So, again, I'm very happy to see that they've actually turned it around. Rick O'Dowd, 30 carries, 183 yards. He averaged about 6.1 yards per carry. His longest was 15 yards, but he didn't get a single touchdown though,
Yeah,
which is I kind of wanted to see him score that touchdown.
yeah.
So, but listen, let's not get as
Well, he
twisted
caught
that
a touchdown,
he caught a touchdown. Yeah, he didn't
but he
run for
didn't
a touchdown.
didn't run one. Yeah,
Exactly. But I wanted him to actually run it in because
yeah,
he had 4 receptions for 56 yards, and then 1 touchdown. And then
yeah.
his longest was 35 yards. But let's not get it twisted. Dak Prescott actually also played a really good game. It's just that, you know,
Yeah,
it was an illusion.
it was surprising to hear him pass. Uh, uh, oh, geez. Oh, quarterback. I'm
Don't,
drawing a huh? Aikman.
don't,
He
Troy
passed.
Aikman.
Yeah, Troy. I couldn't think of his freaking first name for a second there. Aikman. I was like,
Come
um,
on, mold man. Get
oh
it
man,
together. It's
I
too
know
early in the morning for
the
you.
coffee hasn't kicked in yet. When I saw yesterday that he had passed Aikman on the
Yeah.
all-time passing yard list, and he's only got Romo ahead of him, which he'll catch that
Yeah,
one
he
too.
will.
So that's it's funny because you don't see Dak as the guy that is getting those kind of records. I mean,
Hmm.
just mentally, it doesn't process that he's been around long enough to get to those records.
Yeah. But
But
he's
he
been
has,
there a long time. He
yeah,
the problem is it's just like he does a lot, but he also he does a lot of injuries. And let's be honest, the Cowboys are not going anywhere. Like
mm,
I call them the regular season champions because they always do something good enough in the regular season, and then they always find a way to either choke in the playoffs or come close to not being in the playoffs, and then off they go. So that's the Dallas Cowboys right there.
that's been my Yankees for 16 years too.
Awkward.
We're Carolina sports. We'll get into that on another day.
Yeah,
The Panthers have the Jets coming up uh, at New York next weekend,
you
and
realize that they win against the Jets. They're 4-3.
exactly, and the Jets will still be undefeated.
Oh my god. The Jets are bad.
They're bad. I wonder how long they let Glenn. I mean, I guess he's going to go the whole season. I don't know. I mean,
Well, there's a lot of bad things going. There's a lot of things going on with that team. That team does need a full revamp. Let's be honest.
yeah,
With everything that's going on with them, so I'm expecting for him to be there the whole season. Um,
yeah. I mean, he inherited a bad team
yeah,
overall, and you can't expect anybody to come in one season and
turn it around.
turn it around. Not in the
Yeah,
NFL. It just doesn't happen that well.
Now, another team that I follow, that I follow, they might be looking for a new head coach here soon.
And it's crazy because he seems like he's a good coach. He just can't do anything with that team.
Nothing, nothing.
I mean, when the guy got hit at the goal line in the head with the ball yesterday, that kept going around and around on social media. The Browns doing the Browns when he just didn't even look for the ball and it hits him in the side of his helmet, and then he's like, "What was that?"
That's the problem is I think there's no discipline anymore. And we talked about this is
Mm.
at some point your message just gets stale and no one starts to listen. So like you might need someone in there. And listen, I love Kevin Stefanski. I'm a Kevin Stefanski fan.
Yeah.
I just think it might be time to part ways.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need to both need to reset. The
Yeah.
coach does, the team does. It's like, you know what?
And you'll
He
get
might.
another job. You know
Oh
he
yeah,
will.
yeah. I mean, and you've seen that with some coaches that just like, I mean, oh, look at Bill Belichick when he started his career at Cleveland. I mean, he didn't really do a lot. He did okay, but it was
Yep.
just like after a few years, it wasn't working. I guess I don't remember exactly the circumstances around that one. He goes and takes over New England,
It
and
was a
then
it was a it was an ownership thing.
yeah, and so it was just like okay, go somewhere else, and then become a legend. So
Yep.
who knows? I mean, I'm not saying Stefanski's going to become Bill Belichick somewhere
No, no,
else,
no, no, no.
but
I know what you mean though, but like it could potentially be like, all right, I think it's time for me to just, try to
yeah,
move on.
and there's other coaches that have done that too, that have gone somewhere else. And I
Correct.
mean, look at Dungy. I mean, when Dungy and Gruden switched uh, teams,
Yep.
they both had success with their second coaching stint.
Bingo.
So
And again, and I'm glad you mentioned Bill Belichick because it's a great segue right there. Good on you. Um, University of North Carolina is in a very interesting predicament at the moment.
yeah,
Uh, it's not working out.
well, it's funny because I heard one of the the Raleigh guys on Dan Patrick this past week, which is good of Dan to bring on a local guy
Hmm.
because the national media they feast on rumors and
Yeah.
innuendos. And this guy's local guy, he's there and behind the scenes, he's painting a little bit of a different picture internally with that
Hmm.
team. And he's like he does say, that it changes minute by minute, hour by hour,
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
how things
it's a
are.
Belichick thing.
Yeah, and the most Belichick thing is that everybody outside thinks it's a hot mess, and internally it's not. I mean that the same was with the Patriots. They tuned all that out. It would be all the deflate gate,
Yeah.
all the problems the Patriots had internally. They were fine.
Is
I don't know that it's entirely that in North Carolina, but I think it's not as bad inside as everybody thinks it is.
is it a smear campaign?
I think a little bit of it is. I think it's the media sees how bad the team is and the expectation outside that Belichick was going to come in and wave a wand and North Carolina was going to be a great team. That's
Mhm.
not going to happen. I mean, Bill's never coached college. He's not. He's for as quote unquote the greatest coach there ever was.
Right.
He wasn't. He's not really that. He was the greatest manager of one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, but he is a great coach. I
Yeah.
don't put him in the greatest coaches ever. You can't look.
You can't do that.
I'm not going to sidetrack, but you can't look past guys like Chuck Noll and some of these other legendary coaches overall just because he had a great run with Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So I think that all of the outside swirl of stuff is like, see, look at how bad it is, and it's bad because all of the media around college is not used to the Belichick way. They're
Mm,
used to getting
mm,
information, getting quotes from their coaches, and he doesn't do that. He's not even
interesting.
going to come out and contradict the problems with the program. Like, most coaches would come out and say, listen, there's nothing going on here. We're all good. He doesn't even do that. He doesn't
Nope.
come out and tell you you're wrong. He just lets you be wrong.
And then the other part about this is we and you and me talked about this part is that listen, 70 new players in that program.
Yeah.
70. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, and you got some players, who are disgruntled that are telling their parents things. Well, it's probably because Bill Belichick realizes you're a shit player, and then you're not getting any playing time. You're not getting anything out of him, so you're telling your mom and dad, "Oh man, it's a mess. I don't have any communication with Bill." Well, he is not going to communicate personally with 70 college kids. It's
No.
just that's not
That's
how
why
it's
you
going to
have an
be.
offensive coordinator. That's why you have a wide receivers coach, running backs coach. That you have a coach.
Exactly.
Talk to your coach.
Exactly. I think that everything's fine there for the most part. I mean, the
I still
university,
think there's some
they,
issues.
there's issues, but I think from an administration standpoint, they knew what they were getting into. I think they have conversations with Bill, and I think they understand internally that he's going to do things his way, and he doesn't care what
Mhm.
everybody on the outside thinks. And he's not going to address it. It's just the media can't help themselves. They love to make up a story. They love to make a story out of nothing.
Well, you have to. That's part of
Exactly.
it. Like
That's
at the end of the
that's
day,
the clickbait world we live in. It's like, you want there it's like you click on a news story now because of a headline, and then you start reading, and it's
yeah,
like more information to follow as the story develops. I'm
as is
like,
the
well, then
story
you don't even
develops.
have a story.
Then
Like,
shut up.
you made me click on something for nothing.
Exactly. And by the way, shout out to Phil, Food and Fitteds. Panthers won, Raiders won, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. I can't disagree with you, man, there. So,
Uh,
but on the
but
whole Bill Belichick,
Phil, real quick, not to sidetrack. We'll come back around to this one, but
yeah.
Phil, what happened to your Furman Paladins, my man? We'll come back to that
Oh,
in a minute.
and yeah, we'll talk about that tonight as well on the FCS show. So,
He don't want to talk about that. He's
no,
like,
he
shut up.
so shout out to the Campbell Camels, man. They finally got a win this
Hmm.
weekend, so good for them. They're very close to me. I don't know why I like this team so much. I feel, they're a local college. That's what it is.
It's the name. It's the Camels. You don't have anybody that's Camels. That's
No,
like,
exactly, exactly.
you know what
Uh,
I think of every time I hear the name Campbell Camels? Is the pack of Camel cigarettes. I
oh
don't
my
know
god.
why. It's like you hear that name and the picture of Camel cigarettes just pops in my head for some stupid reason.
Now I'm not a smoker.
I'm not either, but I had a lot of family that were,
Same here.
and
Like,
and it was just like, I don't know why that image does that.
is that still around?
I have no idea because I'm not a smoker. I don't know.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
used to hide my parents' cigarettes. I hated them smoking
But
so much.
Phil on Instagram goes, oh, look at the time. Gotta go.
He's
uh,
like, "Thanks, guys. See you later."
mad love to you, Phil. Mad love to you, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. But again, listen, getting back to college football. Um, I you and I've been saying this. I'm getting the fact that like it came out that there has been conversations about a possible buyout is interesting. Now there's some stories in between how much of the buyout is. There was like early on there was like $1 million buyout, and then now there's like it's well over $20 million, and I'm like, and if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm not going anywhere, right? Like I'm
Well,
I'm staying put.
that's another thing that I don't think is a real story.
Real
I don't
conversations
I
about a
don't think they've
buyout.
had real conversations. I think there's somebody that's just putting that out, and
Okay,
saying that they have. I don't know why somebody would do that other than just there's always people around, especially
hmm
a college program, that thinks they hear something in the halls, or they suspect something, or like, oh, they just met.
sure,
I bet they're talking about contract buyout, and then it becomes they're talking about it when nah, that's not what they were really talking about. It
yeah,
could it have been
no,
discussed? Possibly. Could there be somebody on the board? There's probably one person that's on like the advisory board or whoever that said
right,
we need to start talking to him about a buyout, and then that's where the
yeah,
story developed.
no, you're
And
probably
they
right.
and then I could see the chancellor talking to Bill, and Bill's like, "I'm not going anywhere."
He's like, what are you talking about? Like,
Hey, what are you talking
no.
about? I'm just trying to win games here, man. So
Like, nah, bro, I ain't doing that. That's just stupid.
exactly. So, um, they're not going to go undefeated. I don't see that happening. I'm trying to figure out who they can beat. Let me
Ooh,
see
yeah,
their
don't look at the
schedule.
schedule.
Well, to be honest, this Friday night, could be their first win at Cal. Cal's not good. Can they
No,
go up? Can they go to Cal and get a win? I don't know. They're not going to beat Virginia. They're probably not going to beat Syracuse. Stanford. I mean,
Stanford's not good either. So
Stanford's
let's.
not good either. Um, I mean, Duke. No, probably not. I mean, they get they maybe get 2 wins, potentially fluke into a third win. That's probably all they're getting this year. But I definitely could see that would be the perfect game for Bill to get a win. It's 10:30 Eastern time, so nobody's going to be up
Nobody's gonna
watching
be
that game.
watching that. No.
And all of a sudden, you're going to wake up and like, oh shit, look at there, North Carolina got a
Well, I'll
win
be
tonight.
damn. Oh, they're playing at
And it's a
10:30.
Friday night. It's not even like that will be the talk of game day on Saturday if Belichick gets a win at Cal.
Well, I think that's a perfect thing for Bill Belichick to have is like let's just have a game where like no one's gonna be watching, or you should definitely have a game where like um it's buried into many other games going on
Hmm.
because then you don't want to be the news. Like you want to be able to be the ones that's like we're just skating by,
Yep.
at some point we're just nobody wants to talk about us, so we're just gonna just let's ignore this. Nothing's going on over here,
Yep.
and I think that's what
And
they want.
And and I didn't mean to say they haven't gotten any wins. They've won non-conference games. I'm talking conference games. So,
Hmm.
like getting their first win in the conference. Not, I mean, because they won over Charlotte and Richmond. So if they can get
But
2 more
again, it's
conference wins,
Charlotte and
maybe three.
Richmond. Let's be
Well,
honest. Like,
true. But if they get two, I mean, they get 2 more, maybe a fluke into a third. I mean, they get 5-win season overall. That's not horrible when you've got 70 new players for a new coach that's learning the college
yeah,
style for what that's worth either. So it's not the end of the world for North Carolina. Now they come out next year. I don't know. I don't think they got schedules for next year
no.
this early. So who knows what their off season schedule or it's not off season, their out of conference schedule is going to be. But anyway, next year if he comes out the gates flat, then you can start talking about stuff. But I
Here's the
think he's
thing, though.
fine this year.
Yeah, and I'll give you this. I'm going to give you the numbers for this. Okay, so North Carolina at Cal. North Carolina's 2-3, 0-1 ACC. Cal is 4-2 with 1-1 in the ACC. Okay, check the spread. Cal minus 10.5.
Hmm.
Over under is 47.5. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see. We'll see. Because yeah, I mean that's a long trip. The thing is, for North Carolina, they've had a second bye week. I mean, they had a bye before Clemson, and then they had another bye.
I don't
So
understand there's so many bye weeks.
I know. So that's weird to have one on both sides of a game. But
Yeah, dude,
maybe
I don't see that many wins
maybe
on the
they
schedule.
maybe they you know put something together here. I don't know.
I don't see many wins because you got Cal, then you got 18 Virginia, then you got Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest is a good club, Duke, oof, and then
Mm,
NC State, finishing up with NC State.
yeah.
Ugh, I don't know, man. I think that this is a lost season for obviously it is a lost season for the uh, North Carolina Tar Heels. So
Yep. And speaking of Wake, how about Wake? They went out west,
yeah,
uh, smoked Oregon State, and got Oregon State's coach fired. So
right. Like the Oregon was like, you're fired.
yeah, they're like, that's enough of this. I mean, they're winless, 0-7. Wake Forest rolls out there, hits them 39-14, and um, they're like, yeah, that's enough. We've seen enough here.
Yeah. You know what? On second thought, let's just, we're gonna be out. We'll see you later.
Yeah. And he's only been there, what, three? I think this is his third season, maybe. He came in the year DJ switched to Florida State because the previous coach left, and they hired this guy. And
Another notable scores you got East Carolina going down to Tulane 26-19. That's my niece's school, and they're not doing so bueno. They're not doing so bueno.
no,
I'm,
not at
I'm, I'm
all.
looking for there it is. Notre Dame came in with extra ground, and they needed this win. Notre Dame did, and they
Yep.
beat NC State 36-7. Rough.
Yeah, that was not good for NC State.
Yeah, they did
Uh,
not. Were not able to score at all.
nope. South Carolina, They tried and tried and
Yeah,
tried, and if they had an offensive line, they'd have beat LSU.
yeah.
They played for as
They
bad
were
as
they were in it early
they were.
on.
They were in it. They just ran out of gas, and Sellers just he was running for his life throughout the second half of that game. LSU is not good. They really are not good.
No.
I mean, as bad as South Carolina's line is, they only managed 20 points themselves.
And we're about to see because you and me we've been talking about this, and I am a fan of chaos. And this week's top 25 is going to be crazy because a lot of top 25 teams lost this weekend, and I am all for it.
Yep.
I'm a fan of chaos. So
uh,
glad that it happened because we'll see. I mean, it's going to change now, right? We're
yep.
going to have different teams that are going to be moving up. Like for example, like, and I know we'll talk about this again on the DAC Sports Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Um, but Oregon going down.
Yeah,
You know,
that was and I think I picked Indiana to win
yeah,
that game.
I didn't.
I
I
I
picked,
I
but none of
felt
us.
like that
We
was
were
going to be
all.
a game Oregon could trip up.
Yeah, and we were all saying it's like we would not be surprised if Oregon lost this game because we were all talking about it. It's like Indiana was able to score some big points, and so
Absolutely.
against Illinois. So
Yep.
we would not be surprised if they would there. So again, guys, so thank you for joining us. This is Breakfast Steaks. We are here every Monday at 6 a.m. from 6 to 7. We're talking about North Carolina, South Carolina sports. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button wherever you are watching this. If you are on YouTube, thank you very much. But we are also on Twitter, on Twitch, as well as Facebook and
Yep.
Instagram Live. So there are plenty of places for you to be watching this show early in the morning. And again, thank you for waking us. Make sure you grab some coffee, just like the mayor just did, because he has this big mug right there full of coffee. He is still
Absolutely.
getting used to waking up early. I finally forced him to start doing this with me since he does live in South Carolina. I live in North Carolina. And we've been talking about doing this for what, a couple months now? So,
At least,
yeah.
yes, probably around June we kind of hatched the idea of doing it,
Yep.
especially because there was so many minor leagues teams in the Carolinas to talk about. We were going to go start with that, but then we kind of waited till football season, and
Yep.
so by the time we roll around doing this, we'll be in our groove next year when baseball season gets
Cannot
going again,
wait.
and we'll have all the minor league teams to talk about all the time,
I cannot
and college
wait.
baseball as well. So yeah,
I'm telling
definitely.
you, I am going to be hitting up some college baseball. I'm going to be hitting up some Campbell baseball. This summer, I drove by it because I'm, for the job that I do, that I get paid for, the actual job, in order for us to pay for
Right.
all this things that we do here, right? I drive by Campbell, and that ballpark is nice. It's a nice little ballpark. It's a nice little, like, I would put that as like a single A ballpark,
Right.
but it's nice.
Well, it's funny because like I was scrolling through Facebook the other day and I saw pictures. Something popped up on one of these. There's several like North Carolina to South Carolina travel sites that tend to
Mhm.
pop up in my algorithm on Facebook. And I think I've seen this one before, but there's a college up in the mountains, North Carolina, Montreat or Montreux, however I think it's Montreat
Yeah.
College, and their baseball field, the infield is blue turf, and I think it's actual grass in the outfield, but the like the fall leaves and stuff in the background, which
Oh.
the pictures, whoever took the pictures, it's like professional photography with the colors. I mean, it looks fantastic. We're going camping in the end of the month, and we're going to be like 30 minutes from there. It's not even baseball season. I want to ride over there and just see the baseball field. So
Well
I might even take a day trip and just ride over there and say, "Damn, this does look pretty over here."
Appalachian State.
Appalachian State's another one that I've got a friend whose sister went there, and um, other friends that have gone there. So that's another one I'd like to get up to because that's another beautiful place for football and baseball up there.
Right? Okay. Oh my god, I can't get out there. So I
And
it, that'll
and
be it'll be cool to see that.
speaking of App State, they just to run through some other quick scores here for the North
Yeah.
Carolina South Carolina teams in college football. App State beat Georgia State 41-20 this weekend.
Nice.
Coastal won. Wofford got their first win over Norfolk State,
I saw that. I was
31-14.
watching that game.
they finally got something going there. Davidson got smoked by
Mm.
St. Thomas, Minnesota.
And I knew that
Pres-
was going to happen. I
yep,
wanted to talk about that on the show tonight at 8:30,
yep,
just because I wanted to talk about St. Thomas. St. Thomas is a good football club, and then I was like, "Ooh, they're going to Davidson. Yeah, that's a win."
yeah. We will. You guys tune in tonight on Monday night show where we talk a lot of FCS
Hmm.
and Presbyterian 6-0. They beat Butler 31-25. South Carolina State over North Carolina A&T.
Hmm.
Just a couple more here. North Carolina Central over Florida A&M. Charlotte lost to Army. East
I was a little
Carolina lost to
disappointed in that
Tulane.
Charlotte game.
Yeah. I mean, Army and Navy are pretty good teams. They've
Yeah,
been the last few years. They can play spoiler with some of the big boys every once in a while. But yeah, I thought Charlotte
could have done
probably
better.
could have done better, got that game, and then of course sorry Phil if you're still on here, Western Carolina dropping a 50 burger, 52-7 on Furman. Like whoa. So yeah, see
There it is,
NAIA,
Zach.
there it is, Zach. Yep. And
Appreciate you
Zach
joining us, my friend.
and Zach messaged me. He's going to be down here at Fort Jackson in March, and he's like, "We got to catch a Clemson baseball game." And I'm like, "Absolutely." He and I are going to
Twist
hook
my
up.
arm, right?
Exactly. In fact, I don't even think I'm not sure if I replied to Zach because I was too much to type. But Zach, now that you're listening, if March is usually the time where the Tigers potentially play like Coastal or not Coastal, College of Charleston or South
Ooh,
Carolina
that'll be
at
some good
at
games.
Segra Park. So there could potentially be a Clemson baseball game in March here in Columbia. Once the schedule comes out, we'll know. But if not, we'll go up to Clemson, or we'll do both. We'll go to Segra Park one day. We'll go to Clemson the next, or something like that. We'll figure it out.
That's cool. Yeah, my goal for 2026, and then you know what? That's what something that we'll do. Our North Carolina goals that once we come towards the end of the year, but like it's get to more college games,
Yep.
baseball games, this year, just because I want to see what it is, right? Because we don't have a professional team in either South or North Carolina as far when it comes to Major League Baseball, but there could be a possibility of having one here. So we got to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
That's something that we will be discussing a little bit more as we go into next year. That movement into having a professional Major League Baseball here in North Carolina and why it actually makes sense to have one. So stay tuned for that. But there is so much minor league baseball. There's so much college, and it's like that's something that I had to get used to when I moved down here to North Carolina from Ohio. That like there's no professional baseball team here. Here in Raleigh, there is no NFL. There's no NBA. They're all in Charlotte, which is kind of equidistant for the you and me, right? So it's like right there for the both of us, which
And
is not
that's
bad.
kind of why they put them there, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah,
they're trying to capture both states. And if they had the NFL and the NBA team in Raleigh, people in South Carolina would be like, I'm done. Like, because it's too far a drive for a lot of people. So,
yeah. And I get it. I
yeah.
100% understand that part, right? I mean, you had to be strategic when it comes to that. And then that could potentially be one of the reasons why they put a Major League Baseball team down in Charlotte because of that.
For baseball, I hope they don't. Just,
So
I
do
mean,
I. So do I. I'm not disagreeing with you.
sure, I'd rather go an hour and a half to see some Major League Baseball than 4 hour drive for me.
Yeah.
But I just, Charlotte's Charlotte doesn't. I mean, I hate it. I'd hate it for the Knights because the Knights are downtown. It's not like some of these other teams where, like with Atlanta, we talked about. We always talk about you can't put a major league team where their AAA team is. Yeah, you
Hmm.
can. But Gwinnett's outside of Atlanta. Durham, it would be outside of Raleigh. Durham,
Correct.
would be you know Raleigh doesn't have a team. You would absolutely end up displacing the Charlotte Knights because their ballpark is
It's
is center of
really
downtown.
downtown.
Yeah. So if you were going to put a major league team in Charlotte, you'd put the major league team downtown. Then you'd have to move the AAA team somewhere else, and they'd be like, it's not the same thing if you move Charlotte Knights somewhere else.
Right. And I get it. I
Yeah.
understand the whole move putting a Major League Baseball team in Charlotte. Like everybody wants it in Charlotte. I get it, right? Like, we just talked about that. That's why the
Yeah.
Panthers are there, right? It grabs both the fans of South and North Carolina, and that's why they're called the Carolina Panthers, not the North Carolina Panthers or the
Yeah.
Charlotte Panthers, right?
Exactly.
So we get that part. I think you're right. I think when it comes to the fastest growing area in North Carolina would be Raleigh Durham area. So it should be interesting. I mean, that is still going on. Personally, again, and this is, and I'll say it, I'm here in Raleigh. I'd rather see it here, but that's just me, right? But it needs to make sense. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. It needs to make sense.
Well, and you've got an NHL team there, and to me,
Which, by the way,
NHL,
oh,
yeah, I
listen,
mean, when you look at the demographics of pro sports in a city, um, Major League Baseball and NHL kind of go hand in hand to me in
mhm.
size of crowd,
Seasonality.
seasonality, size
Yep,
of the crowds. I mean, both of them have, football. You have 70,000 seat stadiums, and you have that there's more regionality to both
yep.
hockey and baseball.
I agree. I agree.
And that's why I think because of the success of the Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh, and just because Charlotte is kind of convoluted with sports,
Yeah.
including the AAA team, Raleigh makes more sense to me. Uh, and it kind of puts it sort of in that, okay, we kind of get North Carolina, South Carolina, and maybe Virginia a little bit because Virginia still pulls from Baltimore and
In
the
Washington.
Nationals
Yeah.
in Washington too. So yeah, absolutely they can, Zach. I think the we just talked about it. Durham is far enough off of Raleigh. It's what 30 minutes off, 20, 30 minutes from. It's probably 30 minutes from where a team would be, maybe 40.
You know, this area, and again, is one of the most fastest growing, especially for business and things like that, in one of the fastest growing in the country. And I see it every day because I travel every day. I'm on the field every day for my job, and it's like, listen, this place is growing, and I think there's an opportunity. And the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes is like, yeah, I want it. I want to be here. I want to have the team here. He hired a CEO, right, for the Carolina Hurricanes. He hired a CEO that does not work in the hockey part. He works in the area of development, and he is developing that area that around the Carolina Hurricanes, and they are one of the plans is to have Major League Baseball in that area as well. So it's stay tuned because it's coming, guys. I believe,
Yeah.
true, wholeheartedly believe that there is going to be a team here, and going to be a team here soon. And they're building too many houses in Holly Springs, Apex, Cary. Listen, 100%. Not only they're building too many houses, they're building way too many townhomes as well. So I get it, man. And the roads are not expanded. But yes, you're right. You're 100% right on that one.
That
You hit that
that's
one on the
always the
button.
problem. They put all the houses in, and then they're like, okay, now we got to do something with the roads. Like, why don't you build the roads first and then
Right,
build?
expand the roads, right? But and I want to give you credit, man. You 2 for 2 on the segues here, my friend.
Yeah.
Carolina
And
Hurricanes. Did
yeah,
you see you didn't see the game, of obviously, because, you know, but I did. And I saw the ending. The wife and I, we were on a date. We had date night Saturday, right? And we were at a bar at Vicious Fishes, which, by the way, if anybody wants to come down here, you guys got to try this bar. It's called Vicious Fishes. So we were at the bar. Literally, I was like, you know what? Let's just have a regular date night, like nothing crazy, nothing fancy. We sat at the bar, and I had a BLT sandwich, by the way, so good.
a BLT sandwich at a bar
At
that
a,
doesn't go together. But go ahead.
it was. But dude, I'm telling you right now, though, it made sense, right?
I hope
Uh,
there was a lot of B in there more so than the L and the T.
Most certainly
Okay.
there was, right? So we were there, and we're watching a hockey game in it. All right, so it was like it went into overtime, right? They just could not get anything going, right? So my wife's like, "Wait, in overtime they do 3-on-3?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's 3-on-3." I was like, "Where the rest go?" No, it's 3-on-3 on overtime. Um,
Which I
so
love that.
right, but Philly scored first. However, there was a goalie interference,
Oh, wow.
and that's what they took the goal away because the Philadelphia kind of had the stick and pushed him on the leg and kind of pushed him out of the way, and then it
Ah,
left the net open for Philly to score, and that's what happened. However, obviously they reviewed it and it went back and they said no, 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 is interference. And you saw Philly, they really didn't argue too much on that. They kind
Yeah,
of knew. Like when you see a team not argue too much, we're like, "Ugh, we kind of got away with that one." They took it away, and then literally a couple minutes later, Carolina goes the other way and score a gorgeous goal by Aho. So they actually won, and they're up 2-0 right now. So I'm very happy with that one.
very good, very good. And yeah, I know they're not Carolina team, but Panthers did they did pretty good against the Senators. They're at 3-0 right now, and the feeder team for them is where I wanted to segue because the Charlotte Checkers
Yeah,
opened their season on the road this weekend to start the AHL season. They
that's
got
your
their
team.
Yeah, they got the win on. Hey, how's it going, Terry? Um, Murphy's upset Robbinsville.
Yeah, the Black Knights should drop quite a bit from their number 3 rank. Oh, look at you talking some
Well,
high school football.
oh, Texas high school football. Yeah,
Look
okay.
look at Terry. I love Terry. By the way, stay tuned today, this morning, and I'll say it all right. 8 o'clock, it'll drop. It is Terry who is going to be on the podcast talking about 5 questions. So it was a lot of fun. We talked some Abilene baseball as well. So
Very good.
yeah, I'm very happy. So
So,
welcome, Terry.
yep. So Checkers got their first win against Springfield Thunderbirds
That's such a
on
cool name.
Friday. I love that logo that they've
See,
got
North
too.
Carolina High School State Association. It's
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. He actually told me about that yesterday. It's
Oh,
North
okay.
Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, I'm sorry. But they dropped their second game. They're 1-1. They lost to Providence Bruins on yesterday. Or excuse me, on Saturday. So anyway, I'm looking forward to Checkers home opener is coming up
Are you
Friday. We're
going?
going. Yes, we're going to be going. Me and Rhonda are going with another couple. It's usually six of us that have been going, but one of our couple friends is not available for opening night this year. So
Mm,
but yeah, we're going to Ron and I are going to get a ticket package again this year, maybe 8 or 10 games ourselves.
nice.
Our friends are like, we'll probably do 3, maybe 4 games this year. We all did 8 last year, and 8 was a bit much for the other two couples.
Was it?
Yeah, they're Rhonda's all in. Rhonda would do a full season if we didn't have to drive an hour and a half to Charlotte every game. So
That's not that bad of a drive though.
no, and it's spread out, but yeah, if we could afford to do like the full season, we would, or even a half season. But I
Mhm.
mean, the weekday games would be the toughest. Tuesday, Wednesdays, driving up there for a game,
Yeah.
and we always have so much else going on. It's tough. So we're going to try to at least maybe get 10 games in. I mean, last year we got 8 plus some playoff games. I think we got 4 playoff games in last year. So we'll
I,
see.
I'm happy that you get to see some little, some hockey there down there in Charlotte. Some
And
little
I,
minor
I
league
wanted
hockey.
I wanted to go Friday night. I was really pushing. You probably remember on several shows last week. I said something about going to see the Florence Ice Cats, their new
Yeah.
uh, Federal Prospect League team in Florence, South Carolina. And Ron was like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay. So we didn't go. They lost the first game. They won their second
Hmm.
game over the weekend. But that being said, I've got Florence hockey an hour and a half away as well, and so we have that. I'm going to try to get to all the South Carolina hockey teams, the ECHL teams this year.
That's cool.
I've not been to a Stingrays game. The Stingrays have been in Charleston forever,
Ever.
and I've never made it to a game down there. I wasn't really into hockey till we started doing the Checkers games the last 3 years. So I'm gonna
Isn't it fun?
Yep, I started looking at the schedule, and I follow the Savannah Ghost Pirates. I love that name when they created the team, and now they are also a feeder for the Charlotte Checkers.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I'm going to go see the Ghost Pirates at Charleston, and I'm going to try to go see the Ghost Pirates at Greenville, the Swamp Rabbits, just so I can
Nice.
see both of those teams.
Again, Swab Roberts, great name. And shout out to Eric Lichtenberg, who is joining us on also on Instagram Live as well. Man, you're super early, my friend. You're in the
Yeah,
Central Time. You know,
absolutely, and yeah, he's roughing up Rhonda, I think, in the fantasy league too. So
Well, I got roughed up, man. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. Norfolk Admirals. That's right. I have had their play-by-play guy on the podcast. And by the way, just so you know, the Charlotte Checkers play my hometown team in Cleveland, the Cleveland Monsters.
Yep.
Uh, so I will be keeping an eye out on that one. They don't play them until December.
Yeah,
Um,
Cleveland comes to Charlotte. You and I should go to one of those games with
yeah,
Cleveland coming to Charlotte. So that
yeah.
I think it's a 2-game series.
It's a 2-game series. There's 2 of them, right? Let me see because
I think they're in the
there's
weekday. They're like Tuesday, Wednesday night or
yeah.
something like that.
So which one is the home? Because they have it different. Did they already open up at home,
Who?
the Checkers, or they're
No,
away?
no, no. This Friday, yeah, they opened away. This Friday is their home opener.
All right, so they're playing against the Iowa Wild.
Iowa Wild,
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday night.
All right, so they don't call. They go in December, which is a Tuesday, Wednesday night, against the Cleveland Monsters. So there you go.
Yep. And JJ's said I need to get back to Cleveland for a Monsters game because I was going to some Monsters games when I was working in Cleveland,
Hmm.
and he said they missed me. So I did look at the schedule. The Checkers actually go to Cleveland
Yep,
on the weekend after January 1st, whatever that's
the third and
Saturday.
fifth, they're going to be
Yeah,
there.
Saturday and a Monday. So
Saturday and a Monday. Yep,
I've told Rhonda I might want to make a road trip that weekend up there and go see the Checkers at Cleveland on that Saturday, the
love it.
3rd. So,
Absolutely love it. You should definitely go.
and the other thing I'm trying to convince her of this week, and I don't know if she's going to go for it, is I want to go to the Charlotte FC game on Saturday. It's their
Ooh,
last regular season game. I've never been to one. And I'm like, let's go to a soccer game. So
let me
I'm
tell you.
trying to convince her to go to that Saturday.
Let me tell you, that is an experience. Soccer is a totally different experience than any other sport. It is going to be pandemonium. So it's the last one, right? Because they've already clinched the playoffs.
Yep.
So they're, so
And
I
they're
want to
playing
see.
Philadelphia, who's the first place team. So
Woo,
it should
baby.
be a good match.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Union. Again,
Yep.
you see, that's another team that's in Charlotte, right? That you got, which also they play at Bank of America Stadium, home of the Panthers.
Yep.
So I think they're depending on the demand, but they usually only open up the lower bowl,
Yep.
and then the upper bowl they don't open it up, but like they only have the lower bowl when it comes to soccer. So it's pretty cool. Which something is also that we need to be talking about, right? Because you have that one there. I do have a team here, North Carolina FC, which is in the USL League, the Championship League. So. They're also clinched their playoff spot as well. They are here in Cary, North Carolina. So there's some good soccer here in the state, man. These 2 states are growing and growing rapidly, and I am all for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, it looks like tickets aren't terribly expensive.
They're not that bad.
They're 50, $60
Yeah,
now.
that's it checks
So
out.
I think I had seen a couple of them a week or so ago when I started looking. I think there was, and I need to check other sites. This is actually through the team site. I need to check some of the secondary markets. I think there were some that were maybe 40.
Hmm.
They're in the corner, but I can't, beggars can't be choosy when it comes to the price.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could sit midfield for 100 something bucks. So I don't know if I want to make the splurge or not, but
Yep.
who knows? There's 2 seats on the aisle, almost right there, center on the center line. So
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. Just depends on what I can convince her of.
Do it. Absolutely do it. Do it. All right, really quick here. We are nearing the end of our show here, but I want to make sure that we get a little bit of what we're looking forward as far as any kind of North Carolina sports this week. There are a couple of good games in college football. There's also going to be like the one we just talked about, the Carolina Panthers that are going to be playing the New York Football Jets. So, what is it that you're looking forward this week, my friend?
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to well, obviously Clemson. See if we can
Yeah.
continue rolling. We'll see what happens.
We didn't talk about Clemson. Let's
We
talk about
did.
Clemson really quick. Let's touch on that because we talked about a lot of North Carolina sports today, but we didn't talk about Clemson.
Well,
They
Boston
pulled off a
College is
win.
yeah, they did. They got another win. They kind of got in the sweet spot of trying to get things on track with these couple of games that they've had, and yeah. So I met with some of our friends to watch that game, and we still have a lot of work to do.
Mhm.
It was fortunate for us that we were playing a really bad Boston College team, which is surprising with Bill O'Brien in his second season that team's not better.
Mhm.
But yeah, we make some good plays. Cade Klubnik still makes a lot of bad decisions, but we were able to get enough
Yeah.
ahead that we were able to play a lot of our backup guys the second half, and
Mhm.
uh, we need a quarterback bad. We don't have anybody behind Cade right now unless they've got somebody stashed on the bench redshirting or something. But yeah, good win, and hopefully we can carry that momentum into the SMU game this coming week. Um, so we'll see.
That is gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
SMU?
yeah.
Are you nervous about it?
Oh yeah. I'm nervous about every Clemson game right now. I mean, if we were totally rolling, that's one thing, but we're not. So yeah, it's definitely one of these things where I'm like, "Ugh," just kind of grit my teeth and
Yeah,
hold
like,
on for hope. I mean, we got SMU, Duke, Florida State coming up at Louisville. I mean, if we can be who we're supposed to be, we should win most of those games, if not
Mhm.
all. Florida State did not look very good again this week, so I'm hoping they're kind of like settling into like, not sure what they are, just
Their
for our
strength
sake.
of schedule was not good.
No, and then we've got Furman, who's very beatable as we know this weekend. Sorry, Phil, just got to keep poking at that.
I know,
52.
right?
Maybe we could throw a 50 burger on Furman at the
I
end of
mean,
the
you
year.
could.
But and then we got South Carolina, which I mean, we didn't really talk about that a whole lot, but South Carolina
They
again,
held
they
their own.
they held their own against LSU, but yeah, their schedule coming up, their gauntlet they're getting ready to go through. So let me ask you this: they have so South Carolina has 3 wins.
That's a good
Without
question, Terry.
have you looked at their next have you looked at their schedule
For
going
who?
forward?
For
South
Clemson?
Carolina
For South Carolina?
for
No, I
South
mean,
Carolina.
no.
Don't look yet. Don't look yet.
Okay.
Okay, they've got 3 wins. I put their win total for the season, the over under at 4.5. Are you taking the over or the under with 3 wins already in the books? 4.5.
Oy, see, that's the
Before
problem
you
because
even look at what the rest of their schedule is.
well, I have not looked. I haven't
Okay,
looked.
without looking, what would you just like off the cuff? Would you say, oh, they're going to win more than
They
four,
should because they're South
or are
Carolina.
they only going to
They're
win
an
four?
SEC program, right? Like
Right.
we're talking about they should win more. I don't know if they will because you just said they have a gauntlet, so I'm sure
So
they're going to have
I'll
some.
read it to you.
All
Okay,
right.
so they're at 3 wins: Oklahoma,
Mm,
Alabama.
mm.
Both of those are at home. Then they go to Ole Miss, to Texas A&M, Coastal Carolina, and Clemson.
All right, so they could get the Coastal Carolina.
That's 4.
Um,
Where is their 5th win to get to take the over? And I'm not saying it's not Clemson.
well, here's the thing, though.
It
Like, I
could
want to
be.
mention
'Cause that's a
Clemson, and then I
rivalry
also
game.
want to and that's exactly what it is because it's a rivalry game. It's a South Carolina game. It all depends on, and then you're going to agree with me is on Klubnik how he
Absolutely.
plays.
Absolutely. And just to answer Terry's question, Dabo is not out. He's not going anywhere. He's ingrained there. It's a bad season. It's not a fire your coach season. It's not a James Franklin year.
It's not. So here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say about this one. Depends on how bad losses they have. One, and if they don't have that many bad losses next year, if next year they have another bad season, then we can potentially start talking about Dabo being let go by their school. So, but I'm with you there. Not
Yeah.
yet, but
I don't even think it's warm yet. I don't think they've hit the warmer yet. If they lose to South Carolina and South Carolina is trying to get to quote unquote fifth win or something,
Yeah.
or bowl eligible. That's the thing. If South Carolina wins one of those games coming up in those first four conference games in
Yeah.
that gauntlet, they'll
It's
be
that
playing they'll be playing Clemson probably to get bowl eligible. And if we let them get bowl eligible, uh, then the heater gets cut on. It may
and
not
again
get
that
too hot. It'll be the end of the season. It's not hot, but it'll be cut on.
exactly. So let's I'm holding off. Let's see how the end of the season goes.
And because they don't really have anybody that I can tell right now behind Klubnik that's viable, that's a solid quarterback,
But isn't that
he better
a
have
Dabo
somebody
issue?
coming. It is, and that's where it starts getting hotter. It's like, who have you got coming in?
That's exactly what it's like. All right, so now you don't have anybody
Because
that
you know
you
what
have
everybody's
recruited.
going to be doing? Who are you going to go get from one of these teams in the portal, a quarterback for 1 year that's looking for that, a Joe Burrow type thing, or you name X quarterback that came in for one season and now is playing in the NFL. If Dabo is in a situation where he needs a quarterback and doesn't go in the portal and get one of these guys that's looking for that last year that's got a lot of experience, he's really going to get a hot seat. I will give you that.
Well,
But you know how I feel about him and his use of the portal.
I know how you feel about the whole transfer
He's
portal.
selective, but this is one of those situations where I'm on your side.
You might need
I
to.
don't see a quarterback on the bench that's going to lead this team. So if you don't go to the portal now and get one of those guys coming into a fifth year, somebody that's pretty good at a smaller school, just needs a big school experience.
Does he go into the portal to save his
Right.
job?
Because he's gotten some good. I mean, again, he has used the portal selectively. One of our best defensive players he got through the portal. So he has gotten players. He's very selective, and that's what I
Yep.
believe the portal should be, is very selective.
So we'll see,
So
guys. It is the top of the hour, so thank you very much for joining us. I'm having a blast talking North Carolina and South Carolina sports. So thank you so much for joining me, my friend. This
yep,
is Breakfast Takes. We are here every Monday. We will be talking about scores, any kind of sports that it is Carolina specific. So we'll be here from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure to joining us tonight for the Break Even Sports, where we are going to talk about FCS Division Two, Division Three. We'll talk about some soccer, as well as there's some World Cup qualifiers that our good friend Virgil that wants to talk about, as well as Formula One. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. And don't forget, tomorrow, Tuesday and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern time, the DAC Sports Show. That's where we talk about the other sports that we normally do. So,
yep. That's when we get into the NFL, the major college,
and we talk about Major League Baseball, right? Because
Major League Baseball playoffs. That was a good game
ALCS and
last night.
NLCS, it
We got a
was
lot to talk
Mariners.
about with that. We'll get into that more on Tuesday night,
That's right. So make
because
sure
there'll be
you're
a few more
joining us
games
and
played by
follow
then.
us, each of us, and then make sure you hit the like and subscribe and give it 5 stars so that way it shows up to more people on the algorithm. Until then, guys, we will see you guys on Monday at 6 a.m. Take you guys. Take care.
Bye.